This math rock duo from Quebec continues to defy society's expectations of popular music artists. They flout traditional PR in favor of making up their own language. They use polka dot masks to hide their true identities, and they decline writing radio-friendly vocal hooks in favor of loop-driven instrumentals. And despite, or perhaps because of all this, they are soaring in popularity. They drew a crowd of nearly 100,000 at the Montreal Jazz Festival, and they've charted on the Billboard 200, mostly with CD and vinyl sales, which is even more impressive. And their eccentric music, with its brilliant microtonal riffs and infectious grooves, is key to their success. So today I'm going to break down their song Mata Zyklek, a masterclass in rhythm, dynamics, and motivic development. The song starts with these oddly spaced shots. The accent placement fools most listeners because you expect them to land on beat 1, but as with many of their songs, this band loves to trick you into thinking the beat is somewhere it's not. Each phrase ends with these chromatic passing tones which sound like they're leading into beat 1, furthering the deception. The main guitar riff hits after 4 repetitions and establishes where beat 1 really is. Notice how the earlier accents land an 8th note before beat 1. I guess you could say these guys are very eccentric. The guitar part establishes a clear 5-beat meter. This is called an odd time signature. Most Western music is counted in 4, which is easier to follow because you can cleanly divide the bar in half. Most popular music avoids odd time signatures because they're harder to follow along, especially in cut time, which is half the tempo. The drums come in with a constant quarter note kick pattern, building up the intensity before an epic bass slide. The beat drops with the drums syncing up with the guitar accents. Right now the harmony is centered on G. All the melodic parts emphasize this note, but that will change later. They build upon the main riff with this new melody starting on the note D, which is up a perfect 5th from the root note. Notice how it harmonizes the passing tones at the end of the phrase, punctuating the riff. Passing tones bridge 2 notes together with notes in between. The 24-tone microtonal guitar ramps up this chromaticism with double the notes of a normal 12-tone guitar. The guitar kicks in with a new melodic hook using a scale similar to the Spanish Phrygian mode, which we talked about in my Sherpa analysis. The scale once again raises the flat second up a quarter tone to A half flat instead of a regular A flat. In addition to this exotic scale, he uses a ton of chromatic passing tones in the melody to create a constant sense of tension and resolve. Then the drummer hits the ride cymbal to build up the intensity before they hit the stop button on the looper. The other guitar and bass layers disappear, leaving only the guitar melody and 1 bass part. Notice how while the melody stays the same, the bass part shifts from emphasizing the note G to centering on the note D. This changes the root note and redefines the harmony. This subtle shift in the bass recontextualizes the melody because it changes the interval between the bass part and the guitar part. The bass hits these short quarter notes with the kick drum, again accenting the end of beat 5. Notice how the guitar part accents every 3rd beat before resetting at the end of the phrase, creating a sort of polymetric effect, which we'll talk about later. Then he plays this wicked fast guitar part. He builds this off the open G string and the octave before going up a quarter tone to the G half sharp and playing the A half flat on the next string, letting the 2 notes bleed into each other, creating dissonance. At the same time, the drums start hitting a 4 on the floor kick pattern with a typical backbeat snare, repeating the same pattern every 2 beats. Then the guitarist adds a pared down version of the riff from earlier, emphasizing these short quarter notes and accenting the 5/4 meter. This creates a polymeter against the lead guitar and drums, which are both in 2. A polymeter is when 2 different meters overlap at the same tempo, causing them to shift in and out of sync with each other. Notice how it takes 5 bars of 2 and 2 bars of 5 for the guitar part and drums to line back up again. The constant kick and snare pattern help to ground the rhythm, making it groovy and danceable despite the odd meter shifting. They come out of this epic breakdown with a pared down version of the main riff, truncated from 4 bars down to 2. This creates more repetition, helping to ramp up the intensity in the outro. Then it all stops for this wicked bass slide down the neck. The drummer opens up the hi-hat, adding intensity. Notice how the guitar part stays constant throughout the outro, adding layers now and again, while the drums carry the intensity buildup by switching from the open hi-hats to the ride cymbal. This shows how the drums play an integral role in shaping the dynamics of the song. The drummer hits the crash cymbal, maximizing the intensity before they hit the end of 4 together, and the song is over. This song shows Angine de Poitrine's mastery of motivic development, taking simple ideas and building upon them and transforming them in ways that keep the song fresh and exciting. Comment down below any songs you want me to analyze in future videos. I look forward to seeing your suggestions.